black up, by all means, go ahead and please follow the black up. Yes, the black up. Hello, Blue Canary. All right, guys. We are now streaming on YouTube and Twitch. All right. If you are a dedicated tuber and Twitcher, go ahead and head on over there. I appreciate you all so very much. With that being said, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for sharing the live. I appreciate you too, love. All right. So guys, do like Melissa and share the live, but please don't spam share. Spam sharing hurts me, and we want to stay on the FYP. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, while you're here, please be active participants. Tap the screen. Let's take care of the gift goals. Also, guys, we do have a daily donation goal that I need to update here. Our daily donation goal is $150. Pay links are in the bio. Everything you do supports me. So if you want to support me, by all means, please see the pay links in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal and Venmo. And I also have a Zelle, everything with Erica9@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for the love, the support, the encouragement, and most definitely the engagement. Now, with that being said, all right, if you are a Donald Trump supporter, by all means, get in the box. Get in the box. Don't be afraid. I don't need you yapping in the comments. You already know because you come through here every single day. This is not a safe space for you. All right. It'll never be a safe space for you. Why is the background always loud? All right. So no yapping in the comments. You're going to learn the lesson of the year is you can yap from outside of the club. Now, with that being said, we have James Brown joining us. Okay. Hi, James. I think it's James Brown. I'm not sure. Hi, James. You can come off mute. Did you vote for Donald Trump? James? Mr. James? Mr. James? Okay. Mr. James. All right. I don't think James knows that he's here. So what we're going to do is we're going to let James down. All right. If you voted for Don Jr., if you voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and request that. Let's have a conversation because why not? Why not? Let's talk about all the good things that are going on. All right. Jody. Thank you for starting us off so early, Jody. Thank you for the $2. All right. It's definitely a start. You never have to apologize. Thank you so much for the love, Jody. I appreciate you. Hi, Jesse. All right, guys. All right. Shout out to Jesse. Not Jesse. Jody. Drop those hearts in the chat for Jody, y'all. She got us started. Hello. All right. Hi, guys. All right. Keep tapping the screen, sharing the live. Let's keep doing all the good things. We want these Trump supporters to get on up in here so that we can have these conversations. So there's that. All right. Let's see what we have here. Hi, Chris. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Oh, great. Okay, so you voted for Donald Trump. I think that you've been duped by Trump. He's lied to you several times. All right. Do you think that you've been duped by Trump?
No, I don't feel that. I feel, very proud that he's our president, and I wish that he's going to run again. So, why
Do you believe in the
would we feel
Constitution?
duped? Do I think he should rewrite the Constitution? Yeah,
No,
sure.
I
Why
said,
not?
do you believe in the Constitution?
Yes, as an American, I do believe in
it?
the Constitution. Yes.
Okay. Do you think that the Constitution is like the law of the land?
Yes, I would definitely feel it is very important.
Okay. All right. Good. I just making sure that you and I are on the same page there, that we both believe that the Constitution is the law of the land and that we also both think that it is important. All right. So we respect the Constitution. All right. So wouldn't it be extremely disrespectful of Donald Trump to run for a third term, considering the 22nd Amendment states that a president can serve no more than 8 years?
Well, that's consecutive, but since it's broken up, I think that this topic needs to be revisited and amended.
It's not consecutive, sir. They can serve no more than 8 years as president. It's not consecutive, no more than 8 years. That's why he's serving a second term and he cannot run for a third. Why do you want him to violate the Constitution?
Well, I think we have to look at it in a perspective where in his first term, it was interrupted with COVID. And in the second, where we elected Biden to be the president, it's not a good, it was very bad for our country. And then Trump basically had to come through and rescue it. So people consider this is his third term, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's kind of like the first. Let him go for a second, but it's just a matter of opinion. What do you think?
I think that you're off your rocker. And I say that with all kindness and like I'm saying it really nicely. Like what is he looking to rescue? And wasn't he the president in 2020? What is he rescuing?
Was he the president in 2020?
Yeah.
No.
He was the
What's
president in 2020. Who was the president in 2020 then?
Well, he was the president. Well, let me see. 2016 to
That's
2020 didn't.
that's not how it works, darling. How old are you, Chris? How old are
It
you?
doesn't matter. How old are you?
I'm almost 60. How old are you?
You're almost 60. I'm almost
Yes.
62.
You're almost 62. How old are you?
Yeah.
No, what year were you born in?
January.
What year? Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
fetus.
you're duped, but it's
All
like
right, Chris. That was a feet. That was a child. I was like, what? Okay. All right, guys. That was fun. That was a fetus. All right. I got two besties in the request.
That was wild.
That was fun. I was like, is this real? But they sound like children half the time. So there's that. So there's that. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Hector.
Erica.
What you got going on up there?
What?
What you got going on up there?
I wash my hair.
Excuse
If I'm going to be
me.
going to the gym,
Looks luxurious.
I can't worry about like the roots getting puffy. So I said I'm just gonna wash my hair and go back to natural for a while.
I'm finna start calling you So Glow 2.0.
Don't do
God damn.
that. Don't do that. It's a wash and go. I bought this stuff that because normally I can't do a wash and go, but I bought this stuff that like defines the curls and coils. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna give it a try and see what happens. And this is what's happening.
It is lovely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Y'all knew she had it like this, y'all? I didn't have no idea.
That's
I
how
mean,
I look. That's how my daughter Ari's hair. You have this. That's her curl pattern.
really?
Yeah, the washing. Like when I tried to
Pattern
try
is
to
it,
do.
though?
So like, cause let me ask you this: do you have a harder time closer to the root, like locking in moisture, and your ends like do the nice little spiral curl that I'm seeing
Yes.
right here? Yeah, that's
Yes.
exactly how. Like I'm trying so hard to penetrate like the curl at the root, so it looks like the curl at the end.
Yeah, it's hard to get the curl at the end, and like the hair up top is looser. I guess looser curls up top. So I think that's like maybe a 4A or 4B. But I know that the back isn't 4C because I don't have shrinkage. So I don't know what my curl pattern is. Oh, but the stuff is Matrix curls. Just want to have fun. I think is what it's called. But yeah, is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Curls.
Listen, all I know is it looks luxurious.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
Thank
was
you.
kings and queens energy up there.
Exactly.
I don't wanna mess up the vibe, but please check your messages whenever you can on Discord because I'm trying to get a pig fired.
It's called a curl. A curl, CURL, can dream. Yes, I saw your message, and I would have to go back to that live, which was it yesterday? It was either I think it was yesterday. It was
It's in
yesterday or
2-3
Friday.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, that he did that, and he did, because he called me baby at first. And I said that's gross, and then he said monkey. So
Oh yeah, I know what
he
he
did
did.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna get him fired.
Yeah.
He's a cop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I have that live. Definitely gonna do so. I'm gonna be on that. All right, let me get me by tomorrow morning to do it because I got things to do after this.
Oh, I understand. Just want to
Okay.
put that out there.
Okay, bet. All right. So if either one of you want to hang out, you totally can. I'll drop this right here. Oh, Alicia, Hector just be leaving. He don't be saying bye to me. Ain't got
I was
no
about
old
to say,
training.
I was.
You can leave. It's okay. All right, but stick around if you want to come back up. You're always welcome to do so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna drop down to the comments and tap the screen.
All right, awesome. I appreciate you. All right, guys. If you voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and request up. All right. Grow a pair. Have some balls. All right. The testicular fortitude. Uh-oh. That says something about Hector. Now you coming back. Okay. All right. There we go. Hi, Hector.
I think you wanted friendlies up right now. That's my job.
Hi. All right. I'm going to redo this here. Hi, Phil. Love you more. All right, guys, keep tapping the screen, sharing a live. Let's keep doing all of the good things. I need the Trump supporters to have the testicular fortitude to request up. All right, let's just go ahead and have these conversations. You don't get to keep yapping in the comments. I'm sick of it. I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired, boss.
I am tired. Because they always crying in the comments and like yapping and saying all the things, but they never want to request up. I don't understand it. I do not get it. I don't get it. I just like, come on now.
They've
Come
been
on.
running scared recently. I don't know what it is.
Yes, they do. So like, Hector, what's going on in the news today? I know that you would know because I've been running around and doing stuff. We're preoccupied.
I don't even. I've actually been busy all. So I'm currently sitting in a parking lot, beside someone's car. Their ball joint came off, and it's in the middle of the road. He's at a car park looking for it, but cops are funny out here, and he's a black guy, so I'm just making sure I sit by his car so no one comes and tries to take it until he comes back.
Ooh.
I'm supposed to be live in a couple minutes. Okay, so I saw something about in regards to the Epstein files, where Trump had Pam Bondi do something with some file in regards to his names and remove it. Give me a second to double check this.
Okay. Magus, you don't always cook. You barely even enter the house. So there's that part. There's that. Donald Trump supporters are definitely afraid. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Pam Bondi had 1,000 FBI agents who were going through the Epstein files to flag any mentions of Trump for her to review.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I know today.
So that means that they're not actually, if they do release anything, it's not going to be complete files. It's going to be redacted.
Yeah.
Which is silly. That's going to bring more suspicion on him. Do they know how any of this works? Oh. They won't. Okay, look at God. Yeah, I said it. Look at God. Anywho, Obama is going down. I bet Trump goes down before him. I know that's right. So I just need a Trump supporter to grow a pair. Which one of you is it going to be? All right. Which one of you are going to actually, have the nuts to get up on the panel and have a conversation? All right. Hector won't be here for long. He's going to leave in like 3 minutes. So there's that.
You got at least 20. Damn.
Oh, geez. They won't come over. They're like extremely afraid to have conversations. I don't understand it.
You know what?
Want to.
I think not that I condone this, but I think the last time they had their balls was on January 6th, and they kind of left there since.
They did. They left them right on the Capitol doorstep. They was like, that's enough. That's enough.
I mean, it was terrible, but at least y'all stood for something. You thought you did. I don't know.
Exactly. Now it's like, how can we even defend what's going on? Like, how can we even defend it? But like real talk, all right, like real talk, Hector. If they don't, I might just like go bother you. I don't know.
I was
I'm
gonna
only
say
available until 8.
See, gonna get up to the. Never mind, I ain't gonna say it. The black things.
Yeah, we can't do the black things tonight. I want to so bad, but I also need to have a social life. That's outside of TikTok. So there's that.
Absolutely. We're gonna do that.
Exactly. So guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and request up. Let's have a conversation. Todd wants to talk to you. You want me to bring Todd up?
Trump supporters, you already think I'm inferior and Erica's inferior, so this should be easy for you. Come Molly whoop our asses with knowledge.
Exactly. Come show that you're the supreme beings. I don't know who this is.
That white supremacy isn't really supremacist right now.
It's not. It's not supremacy how it's supposed to.
It's a crazy statement. Somebody need to take my phone sometimes.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good statement. Say it again.
I said that white supremacy is not supremacist right now.
Yeah, that white supremacy is not supremacy right now. I need y'all to go ahead and hop in the box. Stop being pussies. All right? Stop that. Don't do that. Be better. Just be better. Just be better. Okay? I want you all to be better, but you're not. Deep vein
Be
thrombosis.
be what the Republican Party tells you you are.
Exactly. Be what a Republican tell you are.
live
Okay,
up to
all
your
right, Phil.
expectations.
Okay, so that was Phil who texted me. Okay, cool. I'll read it. I can't read it now, but I can read it after the live. I love how they
Thumbs of
mention the
destiny.
missing children.
Oh, that part. Yes, I was just gonna say thumbs of destiny. Say grab them by the guest box.
Grab them by the guest box is hilarious. Where are the Trump supporters? They are just so scary, and I'm not restarting. Not a dry MAGA in the house. Nope, not a dry MAGA in the house. I don't know what it is. What is it about here? Because it's been like this like the last 2 days. Where are they?
I don't know, because typically you're the one who they love to come to because
I
you
know.
be, polite with them and things.
Have I has asking them to actually provide sources and not letting them just say bullshit, has that gotten to them?
You know what?
Not
I think
able-
it's been too much of that nigga shit. You scared them.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh man, too much nigga shit. Fudge. I doubt it. A lot of them are just really, really in the cult, Todd. So they're not. They're never going to see the light. It's not a thing that they can do.
So I've actually been dabbling here and there into some MAGA lives lately, and I noticed they seem to be retreating to their safe spaces.
Not only that, but they always want to talk about Obama.
Yep.
So I'm about to make a sticker that says Obama did it. Gary,
I
get
just
in the box.
YouTube and Instagram, more so YouTube than Instagram, but still has a much more GOP algorithm. One of my videos I uploaded on there where I made a comment about the files, dude went straight to the comments to say, oh, Obama could have released them. And I'm like, how y'all gonna skip over the one Democratic president who actually may have had the authority to direct people to do it and go as far back to the one who ain't got shit to do with shit?
How could Obama have no, that's not how any of this worked. Like, what was his name? Didn't Epstein get arrested in 2017? He got arrested. That was the second time he was arrested. But the second time he was arrested was in 2018. The first time he was arrested, your boy Bush was president. So there's that. I don't understand them. I don't think they know how timelines work. Also, the whole argument about Biden could have released the client list. That's not true because it comes from the Maxwell case, Ghislaine Maxwell, her case, and she was under appeal as late as April of this year.
Exactly.
And she still hasn't appealed out because she wants the Supreme Court to hear her case, to hear her appeal. But the DOJ is trying to convince the Supreme Court to reject the hearing. So yeah, there's that.
I think that's suspicious for so many reasons.
Very much so. Very much so. Wasn't she super duper excited when Trump got elected to president?
Yes. Yeah. I found an article from the New York Post, which is right leaning, that was going over her enthusiasm after Donald Trump won. To where there's even a direct quote where she said, I will not be here for 20 years. I won't be in here for 20 years. And I just thought that was crazy.
She knows what's up.
So y'all, actually, I'll share it in the Discord. If you're not in my Discord, make better decisions. And if you're a subscriber, make sure you're in error because it was a very interesting read.
So I honestly think that outside of fearing for her life, which could be a huge, deterrent, if she doesn't get what she wants, right? If she doesn't get what she wants, then she's going to start spilling the beans. Now, with that being said, what is she asking for immunity for? If she didn't do anything and she committed no crime, then what would she need immunity for? Why isn't she just asking to be pardoned? She's asking for immunity. That's suspicious. Suspect.
And what's even worse, y'all, she could get it. She could get it. It would not surprise me in the slightest. Everyone's been talking about Trump pardoning Diddy to make some type of point. I think if anything, he'll go straight to her to protect his ass.
Exactly. What does he have to go to Diddy for? I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even think Trump attended Diddy's parties. Too black. Too black. The blacks. So he didn't even go to Diddy parties.
All right, here's what I'm going to start doing because I'm
What?
seeing a whole lot of racism in the comments. And I can deal with racism, but, it's going to be for my entertainment. So I saw you deny that invite with the quickness, Speedy, and today's not the fucking day. So you're muted. Shut the fuck up. Get in the box.
You learned the lesson of the year. You get to yap from outside of the club. Not a safe space for you. Trump supporters need to get in the box and stop being pussies. All right. Guys, I'm going to work on the new word. All right. I'm going to stop calling them pussies. I'm lying. I'm not. I ain't gonna lie to y'all like that. I'm gonna keep calling them pussies because they are. Why they so damn scared? Just request up. Because why not? Just have a conversation. It's not hard to do so. It's 229 people in here. All right. That's a good amount of people. If I do say so myself, I've had more, but that's a good amount of people. Now, with that being said, I know all 229 of you are not Kamala Harris voters. All right. Like Roger. Roger is asking how did he get duped? So instead of, coming up on the panel and asking a question, Roger wants to yap in the comments. Guess what happens, Roger? You get to learn the lesson too. You get to yap from outside of the club. Look at that there. The only way you get unmuted over here is if you join the panel. There's that. Join the panel.
Roger, where do you want me to start? Immigration?
A lot.
Fiscal responsibility?
No, don't answer
Medicare?
them. No, Hector, don't answer them.
I ain't answered. I'm just saying the points where they got duped. Like, I ain't giving them the points. I'm just saying in every single way. Every single way.
Let's see. Okay. Bullfrog, welcome. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Fantastic. Bullfrog, I want to thank you. Sir, I want to thank you. Thank you for having the testicular fortitude to request up and come on the panel today. You, sir, are better than your cohorts.
No, that's true.
You know what, Bullfrog? It hasn't been determined yet. And in the next 7 minutes or so, we could easily determine if you're a piece of shit or not. But I'm going to give you a single rose.
Hold on. This guy just talk whatever everybody's talking.
Well, I'm kind of co-hosting right now. I was giving you a compliment.
Hey, Hector,
Bullfrog. I was literally giving you a compliment.
Just wait till somebody finishes talking.
Bullfrog, I was giving you a compliment.
I don't care what you were doing. It's rude to talk when people are talking.
You know what? Eat ass, bro. Never mind.
Okay, thank you. I agree with you that most of the Trump supporters have no clue what they voted for. I agree with that. They don't have any idea. I know exactly what I voted for. I knew exactly what he meant by mass deportation. I knew exactly what he meant by the tax cuts and tariffs. I knew exactly what he meant, and he's doing it. Now, there are some Trump supporters out there that seem to think that the only people that were going to be deported were just criminals or people who crossed over. That's not what he said at all during his campaign run. He never said that. He said he was going to do a mass deportation. He didn't care if you were here with a visa. If you broke the law, you get to pack up and leave. And that's exactly what I wanted to have happen, and I'm glad it's happening. It's going to make our country stronger. It's going to make our country better.
You want to handle that before we continue?
Yeah, so he ran off of mass deportation, and he did emphasize getting rid of criminals. Of course, you're correct. He just, blanketed most immigrants as criminals. His key word specifically being some, I assume, are good people. So yeah, you're 100% correct. Trump supporters are dumb enough to not hear what he's actually saying and only hear what they want to hear, which is fascinating. But regardless of that, I don't see why you'd be a fan of mass deportation, especially if you are pro-fiscal responsibility and prioritizing the safety of American citizens, because mass deportation does not ensure that.
It doesn't ensure the safety of American citizens?
That's correct.
So you don't think that deporting people that have committed crimes, that have green cards, is going to keep the citizens of the country safer?
Tell me how deporting Pepe, who crossed the border for a better life, is keeping American citizens safer.
I said criminals
Do you understand, under the Trump administration, anyone who comes to this country that doesn't have papers is a criminal, right?
Right. But did you hear what I said? When I said,
yeah, you said criminals.
Whenever somebody is over here on a green card status and has committed a criminal offense, the president of the United States has the authority to deport them. How is that not making our citizens safer?
Okay, so what did Mahmoud Khalil do? What was the crime that he committed where he was detained without due process, without the ability, without even habeas corpus? What did Mahmoud Khalil do? Hey, my wise old man. What did he do, Bullfrog?
I'll gladly answer anybody's question as soon as you answer mine.
That's not how this works, because you said that if they commit a crime, then the president has the right to deport them. We all hold on, sir. You keep talking. You should stop.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, we already answered. I literally answered his question. He said, deporting criminals, how is deporting criminals not going to make us safer? I said, under the Trump administration, people just coming here as a criminal and just coming here isn't. Okay? No, the fuck they're not.
They're not okay. Okay, hey, chat, all 265 people that's here. The United States already has a system in place, a criminal justice system, to where regardless of your immigration status, all right, if you commit a crime as an immigrant, right, upon completion of your sentence, if convicted, all right, you are deported. You go bye-bye. Even if you're a naturalized citizen, even if you have a green card, so a permanent resident, all right. If you commit a crime, you serve your sentence, you are deported. All right. One of the conditions of becoming a naturalized citizen and also in holding a green card is that you abide by the United States laws and the laws of your state. Okay. Tis all. We already have a system in place. What Donald Trump is doing differently is he is taking people who are naturalized citizens and also people who are green card holders, and he's deporting them. He's holding them hostage, all right, which goes against our Constitution because it's without just cause, just like he did to 20 Filipino immigrants down in Norfolk, Virginia, just a few days ago. They were working for the cruise line. They all had visas. And guess what Donald Trump did? He took them and deported them. And not only did he deport them, he used trumped up charges, pun intended, because it's bullshit, all right? It was BS. What he did was he lied, and his administration, ICE, accused those people of being CSAM holders. All right. If you don't know what CSAM is, child sexual assault material. All right. That's what he accused them all with no evidence whatsoever. Guess who also did stuff like that? Schmittler, the guy with the mustache. Yeah, that guy. I tell you, Hector, it's never going to end.
And friendly reminder, y'all, pirating a movie is a criminal offense. Taking a Kit Kat is a criminal offense. I mean, we can go over several things that we can all agree you probably shouldn't be arrested, much less deported for, especially if the cost is Donald Trump now looking at American citizens and going, you can go too. I don't think that's some territory I want to go down the road of. Or better yet, if we do go down this route, let's be consistent when Democrats start deporting everybody for, I don't know, being white. Whatever the fuck you guys believe.
I almost dropped my camera. Okay. All right. Hi, Juliana. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey, yeah.
Ain't no fucking way. For real?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nah. Damn it, Juliana. You are too pretty for this.
That's very Hector kind, I think.
Hector said it. I was thinking it. Hector said it.
That's really funny, though.
Why'd you do that?
It hurt my feelings.
Well, there were actually a couple of reasons. I would honestly say that, like, I voted Democrat actually all the way up into this election. I'll be honest that, like, I was very disappointed with Kamala, like, really disappointed. And yeah, and it's not because, like, you know, her like gender and race, like, nobody, I don't care. It was just that I got angry with her because I'm like, listen, especially as a graduate of Spelman, our women, when Black women are able to speak, eloquently, publicly. They can pivot, they can defend their arguments. And she wasn't able to show up that way in several interviews, and that bothered me. Her inability to pivot fast, her inability to completely defend her policies. Now, granted, she had 107 days, so I do believe she's awarded grace, right? Like, that's not fair to just say that. But honestly, after watching it, it literally wasn't, I never voted for somebody I wanted to put in office, if that makes sense. It was just kind of like the lesser of two, I don't want to say evils, but it is using that same logic of that idiom, you know?
What particular point did she have trouble defending? Because I do have several myself that were right to me, but what exactly are you referencing?
Yeah, you have to please forgive me because that was legit like over 9 months ago, almost a year, right? So like when I was, when we were evaluating the candidates.
Try to think of one.
I definitely
that's fair. If you'd like it, it makes it easier. Any point that you felt would address something that you can think of on the spot, you can ask me, and I can probably answer it for you and how she answered it or did not.
What was something?
I'm literally like, I know. I'm trying to think of again, like it was a year ago. So I'm trying to think of, like, I'm going through literally the interviews that I'm like watching in my head mentally. I think it was probably the CNN town hall with Anderson Cooper, and probably that's the one that's like sticking out in my head to me right now at this moment.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you've heard Donald Trump speak, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you've heard this man say words. Like, this man is incoherent. He, thinks that what is it? He thinks that he can turn on a faucet to a dam. There's something about whales. There's something about nuclear power energy. Daycare is daycare. Like, no, childcare is childcare.
Yeah, childcare is. Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, there's so much that we could say. But like, she was the district attorney in Alameda County. She was the attorney general for the state of California, the most populated state in our nation. She also served as a California state senator, a senator from the state of California. I should be correct about that because two different things. And she also was the vice president of the United States.
Right.
The first and only woman to hold that position. And she did a damn good job as vice president. And she did speak to reporters, and she did speak in a way that was coherent and eloquent and oftentimes elegant. So to come up here and say that, she pivoted and that she wasn't able to, be quick on her feet and so on and so forth. Honey, I just don't believe you. Juliana, I don't believe you.
That's okay.
I want to give her some credit.
I'm just telling you what happened.
I want to give her some credit. There were several, because I've watched just about every single one, at least up until October. There were several questions that I do think she could have answered better. There are several questions I do think she took her own sweet time to answer. Absolutely.
Even with that, Hector, she did a hell of a better job than Trump.
Oh, most certainly. That's no question. If we're comparing her to Trump, she's a literal goddess. But if we're just saying standalone in terms of things she could have done better on, I can see the slip-ups that are being referenced. Particularly in the CNN Anderson Cooper interview, there was the big one that she really did fumble on. I think this did hurt her significantly with the border question.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to say. Yeah, it was like that was the one. I'm not saying it. She did that, but that was the one that like kind of came into my head, like the biggest one, I think.
But I guess the issue I have with that, and don't get me wrong, that was CNN, that was a big broadcast, and a lot of people saw it and fell out after that. But there were several other interviews that she did where she very much did clear that up. And then speak on exactly what she wanted in the form of S4361 and addressing immigration through a humane but strict lens, because she was known as top cop in California. So that's where I'm a little confused.
Hector, you're doing too much. I love
Let me reach.
But no. You really, like, if you're claiming a personality thing as a reason why you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, I'm not doing that. All right, because Donald Trump is by far an abhorrent, deplorable human being. All
I
right.
never
He
said anything
doesn't
about
answer.
her personalities.
You kind of did when you said that she didn't answer questions. You were talking about the way that she's actually able to conduct interviews and things of that nature. Donald Trump,
Yeah, and defending
come
her
on.
positions and her
But
policies.
here's the thing. I have a question. Donald Trump doesn't defend his positions or his policies either. So let's take it a bit further. Let's like go to the next step here. All right. With what you said, and you went into the booth on November 5th and you voted for Donald Trump. What was it? Don't invite people up if there's someone already up on the panel. I appreciate y'all, but don't do that. Thank you. Juliana, with that being said, what position of Donald Trump's did you support?
No, again, 9 months ago, right? Let's see. I think at the time it was his.
I can tell you what positions of Kamala Harris that I supported, what part of her campaign that I actually did like and I wanted to see come to fruition.
That's
right?
awesome.
So it's many things that you have to be able to say. It has to be something that Donald Trump ran on that you were like, yeah, I don't like the way she pivots in interviews, so I'm going to vote for this guy. Like, it has to be something. What was it?
To be fair, all the things that would happen 9 months ago, are things he'd be implementing or still talking about doing now. So it's not that far away.
Yeah, but yes, but I mean, 9 months in my life right now, I'm just like, I'm literally trying to recollect. I don't do politics every day. I've never been that type of person. I have been on panels on this TikTok about politics, but I would only defend like my vote at the time in November, not necessarily everything that's going on right now, because in fairness, right now, I don't have control over that. I casted a vote. I made my voice heard. I told my decision back in November. And then after that, it was just kind of like, all right. And now from moving forward, I'm supporting him as a president of the United States, as the leader of our country. And I would have done that if it was Kamala too. I would have been like, listen, like, I know that it may not look good or whatever, and you might have a problem with it, if the right had a problem with it, but she is our leader. And we will respect her and pray for her, and God bless her in her endeavors, because she is the leader of our country. If she fails, we fail. That's not an option. You know what I mean?
Even so, the reason why I am a little bit, I'm not frustrated, but I'm extremely skeptical. All right. I'm extremely skeptical of your position and your reason for voting for Donald Trump, because I already can tell you graduated from Spelman. You can't be stupid and graduate from Spelman. All right. You have to hold some, semblance of intelligence. Like, I know you're smart. I just know you are. And with being the person that you are, all right, you didn't see the harm that Donald Trump caused in his first term with the Muslim ban, with separating children from their parents and guardians, putting them in literal cages. You didn't see any of that. You didn't see how he failed to handle C-19 and how over 1 million people unalive because of it. Like, you didn't see any of these things, Juliana. You just went that she wasn't able to hold her position. So there's that.
No, it wasn't so much that. It was just a lot of I didn't want 4 more years of Biden, what Biden did in the office. I just honestly,
what did Biden do?
Probably, yeah, I'm about to explain that. So honestly, I've never been like a political person, like I said before. But it was Biden's presidency that I think affected me at home personally. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm not going to just vote Democrat because my entire family is Democrat. I'm going to actually like register as an independent and go middle lane until I figure out like what is the best.
How so though?
So
like how did the Biden presidency affect you to the point that you thought that Trump was a better option?
Yeah, I mean, it
I want you to
affected
be specific. Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah, it got into my pocketbook. Like, I was like, it's affecting my budget. The increase of the gas and the groceries situation, that significantly increased and made a very, very significant dent in something that was already just a system that I had working. And kind of how you're running a household. I'm sure you guys understand. You're running a household and you're like, and certain things pop up and you're like red flags, like, wait, hold on a second. Why is this budget a little different? Why is this affected this way? Why is this? So that's what made me like wake up and just go independent more than
you saw the effect. You saw the effect of things and not cause of it. Because if we're going to
Right.
talk about the effect of something, we need to know what actually caused it. And what you did was on November 5th is you voted for the cause of it. All right. What Donald Trump did in his first term by starting a trade war with China and Canada and Mexico, all right, that increased prices for United States citizens. It was literally a slow lag. All right, that did come to a head because the world opened back up in 2022, really is when it opened back up. All right, we declared the pandemic over in 2023, but the world really started to open back up in 2022. We know that. All right, and then we don't even have to go into like the OPEC plus deal where Donald Trump reached out on behalf of his friends. He reached out to Saudi and said, hey, guys, because guess what we can do? We can slow down the production of oil for 2 years, all right, which will help decrease prices, all right? But what he didn't count on, because he told us that the pandemic was only going to be, what, 2 weeks long? It was going to be over by Easter. Right, he did that. He also sold refineries, 16 of them, the largest one being in Port Arthur, Texas. Like there's so much stuff that Donald Trump did that I'm extremely surprised that you didn't do any research. But to continue on, all right, when the world opened back up in 2020, all right, what we started to see is that there was a higher demand of stuff because people were going outside again. All right. And when we have a higher demand for products or consumership, what ends up happening? Low supply, high demand, we get inflation. So I'm kind of dumbfounded right now because I just don't believe that you weren't aware of these things. Like, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind asking? I used to work in finance, so I'll tell you that. You don't have to say the exact job.
Okay, I work in sales.
You work in sales. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Yeah, she went to Spelman. So Juliana. All right. What's happening now is that Donald Trump is the cause for a lot of what we have going on right now. All right. Do you notice that prices at the grocery store are higher? Do you notice that it may cost you more money to buy the shirt that you're wearing?
Actually, I've actually noticed the opposite. The groceries have been lower, and my gas has been significantly lower.
Sure.
It hasn't been, but no, I'm serious. It hasn't been for you all?
No, I live in the state of Arizona, and gas is actually higher here.
Oh.
Prior to the thing in Iran, we were paying about $3.09 a gallon. Now it's at $3.29. It had gone up to $3.49, but it's $3.29.
Well, I was at like 402 in Georgia, and now it's like
402 when?
When Biden was in office.
Like no, 402 when? Give us a month and a year.
Oh, let's use August. I don't know.
We're not gonna go to August. Biden left office in January.
Honestly, to tell you,
and gas prices trended down.
I would have to look at my Excel to like tell you for real. I really don't know off the top of my head. Obviously, I'm struggling to remember 9 months ago. You know what I mean?
I think the gas prices being at the spike of $4 and change that you referenced would be particularly in 2022, which there were several events that led to that. But the main thing being, as Erica mentioned earlier, the OPEC deal coming into fruition, or the results of it showing itself to the American public. Then there was the Russia-Ukraine war, because we do get some oil from there. Not a large portion, but also played a big role in pushing it up to $5 in the national average in certain states.
And then also with the gas in the state of Georgia, all right, it's actually higher this month right now than it was last month. So, I mean, your gas isn't going. Your gas has gone down because it was already trending down, but now we see that it is going up.
I sincerely, I don't know why I literally, my gas is so low right now. I think yesterday I paid yesterday, it's Friday. I paid like $2.40 or something for a gallon. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how in the world y'all aren't feeling the effect. Sincerely.
Gas overall national everyone. The national average in January of 2025 was $3.19. All
Uh-huh.
right. As of June of this year, the national average is $3.27. So gas has gone up.
Okay.
It's gone up.
Like
All
I
right.
said, in
Because
my
we can
household,
see,
I only
we can
voted
see it.
against, you know what I mean? What happened with
Mhm.
my household, with my voice, my vote.
Is it
That's really
is
what
it safe? Is it safe to say that the reason you voted Democrat for most of your life is just kind of was it a trend in your family?
Oh yeah, that's the only trend. You know what I mean? It's like if everybody pledged Delta, like you don't go AKA, you don't. What are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like
So
that same thing. Yeah.
based off of what you said up here, you said you weren't the most involved in politics, so you're just kind of going with the flow of your family members. Did
Right.
you ever like sit into conversations about politics with them? Was it just kind of a we just do it just because thing?
Oh no, we have it every Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving, it's a thing we do. We have it breakfast, and so everybody. It's important. It was important for my grandmother before she passed for everybody to get to come around the table and to talk about these topics with each generation because we just wanted to know like where we were as a household and kind of like what we thought. Um, so yeah, that's something that's very used to. But even like when we would do that, even on my own, I was never personally like interested. I would never do my own research or follow up. I literally push politics to the side. Like, and first of all, and furthermore, at that time, I don't know if y'all remember, but not too long ago, it wasn't very tactful to speak about politics in mixed company. So I did it.
I would argue sure there not a lot of people did it per se, but it was still much more of a safer environment to do so in the past, just because
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But
the
like,
stakes
you
were
know
high.
what I'm
But
talking
yeah,
about when I reference like there was a point in time where like you don't talk about money, you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics in like mixed company. It's just I don't is that not a thing? Did y'all not hear that? Y'all not know
Yeah,
that?
we all heard. We all heard that.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what like alternate reality that I'm living in that I'm paying $2.40 for gas and everybody else isn't, and nobody knew about that.
what I'm gathering here is that your stances on Democrats and Kamala Harris were not very stern solely based off the fact that you didn't really know much about her, and a few things that you did see you weren't impressed by, which is fine. I guess I'm just what I'm I'm baffled at what about Trump was
That's what I'm trying to get to.
appealing to you.
Yeah. I think listen, this is the kind of breakdown I went into the booth with. I do remember that anything. But the breakdown I went into the booth with Kamala personally, I didn't have an opinion about her, good or bad, personally, but I didn't believe that she could do the job. Trump, I didn't like him, and I believed he could do the job. So that was it.
And I'm assuming that came from maybe no new wars, lower gas prices, low grocery prices from 2017 to 2021. Is that kind of the crux of what made you lean that way?
Yes, but also the fact that I really wanted her and I knew she really couldn't was to separate herself from Biden. Because remember when I said that that was when I kind of, the politics had really kind of come into my household personally. And so I was like, this is not okay. And so I really did want her to, although I know she can't throw her team, you know what I mean, her home team under the bus while she's running. And I get that. But there was nothing that I saw that told me, oh, this is going to be significantly different for the next 4 years. I was like, this seems much of the same thing, and I'm good off of that.
So, two quick points. Oh, you wanna?
Go ahead.
Two quick points I want to make on that because I can address this from two fronts. One, there are absolutely some large differences that she made between her and Biden. First obvious one being she was a whole different person, but even in policy, there were things she advocated for that was as much as 10 times more than Biden pushed for, particularly if we're talking about her tax credits for first-time business owners. Second point is, even if, let's say what you're saying is a little bit more accurate and there wasn't much of a difference between her and Biden, that's actually not a bad thing. I want to be clear with you, Juliana. I don't like Biden at all. I will put respect on that man's name and what he did for this country.
I respect that. I like. I would refer. I like that. Like you don't have a. If you don't like them, I think it's fair to do that. In terms of like, oh, I don't like them, but like, okay, I will put some respect on your name. You know what I mean? So I respect that.
Yeah. He quite literally. I mean, maybe competition between him and Clinton has been the most progressive president that we've had. And again, it irks me to say that, but if I look back at his presidency and compare it to others, he was pretty solid. I think the issue is most people don't know much about him because Democrats kind of do a terrible job at advertising themselves. On top of the fact that, again, it's more so any bad thing that takes place, we look at the president, and the average person has fifth grade reading level. So is that. But go ahead, Erica.
Okay. I'm just again, guys, I'm a bit like, I'm just dumbfounded. I don't understand it. But like with Donald Trump, right, as president, you saw him seat 3 conservative judges on the Supreme Court during his first term. Right? You heard those judges say that they, would in effect not touch Roe v. Wade. We then saw that in June of 2022 that they did in fact touch Roe v. Wade. They overturned it. All right, giving that decision back to the states to what allow women the choice, basically of body autonomy. Right? You live in Georgia where there's a heartbeat law. Right? You also,
I live in South Carolina now, but
you live in South Carolina now. Okay, all right, cool. My God. All right, so you live in South Carolina. Right? What is it like there in South Carolina when it comes to that? Because I want to know.
Red. It's red. It's red AF. My was like, when was the last time you saw a Black person? It's like, last week maybe. Like it's red. It's true. Yeah. When I went into town, like it's true. I'm in the country. I live on a lake. Like there's you know what I mean? It's white. No offense to anybody who's in the audience. It is. Super red.
Why did you vote against your own best interest? Just
what are my best? But what? And by that, what do you mean? What are my best interests?
Okay, Donald Trump basically has been a proponent of stripping rights away from women. He's been a proponent of stripping rights, civil rights away from Black people. We can talk about him allowing segregation from government contractors in federal buildings. All right, so I hope you're not a government employee. All right, a lot of Black women were government employees since the 80s, and he let over 100,000 of them go so far this year, with more to come. So there's that. You also voted against your best interest simply as a human being, because if you think that what Donald Trump is doing to immigrants with deporting them without cause, without due process, if you think that Donald Trump can't go after me, you, and Hector without cause, without due process, then you'd have another thing coming for you. All right. So if not voting, if you didn't vote for Donald Trump for any of those reasons, all right, for any of those reasons, you could have at least voted for Kamala Harris for harm reduction. So other people wouldn't be harmed.
I actually felt the opposite when it came.
How would Kamala Harris harm people?
The fact that she couldn't pivot, and I'm sorry, it was.
What the hell do you mean by pivot?
Watch.
Like say something that holds weight. Say something with some meat on it. Stop just saying that she couldn't pivot.
Why?
Stop doing that. Because it doesn't make sense. It's superficial. It's shallow.
Wait a minute. I don't know about you, but as an American, I will vote. I will fight for somebody to have a superficial reason to do whatever the fuck they want in this country.
Bullshit. Bullshit. When it comes to the president of the United States, when it comes to the president of the United States, a person who holds so much control, all right, them not being able to pivot is bullshit. Because based on a 2018 Pew Research study, all right, 18 out of 19 countries in the EU found that Kamala Harris was way more equipped to lead the country of the United States of America than Donald Trump. They all had faith in her leadership abilities. The only country that did not find Kamala Harris capable of running the United States of America was Hungary. And we already know why, because they're semi-fascist as fuck over there. All right? So we know why. So stop saying it's because she couldn't pivot. She couldn't hold a position. She held many positions and she was always firm in her positions. Yes, could anyone, any of us be able to answer a question better? By all means, sure. We all could answer questions better. All right, there's always room to grow. However, when it came to Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris did not want to strip anyone's right away from them. All right, women are dying in parking lots at fucking hospitals because of Donald Trump. All right. Immigrants, all right, are being stripped away from their families. People who have been here for well over 20 years, who have paid taxes, who run businesses, who do every fucking thing that we do every single day. Those people are being deported. Okay? Mm-hmm. You've been fucking duped to think that somehow, some way, that Donald Trump was a better candidate, and you're not being honest with us. So stop being disingenuous and tell the fucking truth, Juliana.
Wait,
Jesus
number
Christ.
one, how have I not been honest with you all?
You haven't been honest. Everything that you said has been so shallow. So shallow. I like to think that you're deep in a fucking puddle.
I think what she's alluding to, Juliana, is there's a lot of people who come up on these panels and they're very vague in their reasoning to flip the Trump, especially if you're someone who voted Democrat your whole life. While I understand that you didn't seem to be the most informed of the party and what they had going on, it is an aggressive flip. So typically what happens in these lives is that one little underlying reason that people just don't want to say, and it's kind of giving that.
Yeah, it's like there's something under the surface that you just don't want to get to. And I'm just asking you, can you just get to it?
Honestly, it was economics. It was my personal economics. And I saw both of their economic policy and I was like, no, go. I like this better.
Well, hold on. To be fair, I don't think you would even know what her economic policy is.
What her economic policy or his economic policy?
Hers specifically, because you said you saw both of them and you chose his because you thought it was better, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Again, this isn't a got you, at least not from my end, right? What is one of the things you saw that you wanted to do economically that you disagreed with?
She had financial incentive for having a child. First, a financial incentive for owning a new home, a financial incentive for starting a new business.
Yeah, so the child tax credit, that would be that Trump has had. She was going to increase it. There was the first-time homebuyer down payment assistance, would have been great, specifically for Black people, because we know generational wealth is often through home ownership, and we were robbed of that. And that's for first-time business owners. She literally would have, what I referenced earlier, multiplied the tax credit deduction you would have got by 10 times, increasing it from Biden's $5,000 to $50,000, which again would have helped Black people, and you wouldn't have had to pay any of it back until you started making a profit, and which we know for some business owners can take 8 to 10 years. All of these things
on the aggregate amount also, so you didn't have to use it all in 1 year. Sorry,
the tax credit. You didn't have to use the tax credit all in 1 year.
Exactly, because it was an
credit.
aggregate amount. So
it's a credit. It's not cash.
This year, and then you use some the next year until you exhaust it. And I think it was over 15 years. Go on, Juliana.
Wasn't it just a credit?
Well, the child tax credit and then the business owner credit and then the down payment assistance was something different, which some states already have on a statewide level. She would have increased it to federal.
Okay. Then there was the price gouging for grocery stores in the event of natural disaster.
Yes, the price gouging law, to be fair, was not just specifically for grocery stores. They've just been federally altogether. That can go to gas stations. That can go to retail stores. It doesn't matter.
Did I say? I didn't mean just grocery stores. I meant stores. Yes, retail.
Yeah, but just outside of typical, supply and demand issues, right? Which we can't police that would have been beneficial to the American people because we know, and it's extremely hard to prove, but we know that companies have been having a little bit of their way with upping the prices, especially after the pandemic, where prices went sky high, and then because people were still buying it and they had no reason to drop the prices, they kept them. So we had several companies, with the big one being Kroger, admit to doing things like this. So that would have very much helped. And to be clear, price gouging is not price control, two different things.
Oh yes, I understand. So there was those were like kind of like her 5 pillars of her economic policy, and just looking at it, it was very linear. There was no mention of adding to America's budget. There was nothing. It was always what the government was going to give the citizens. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was always linear in one way, and I'm like, wait. You can't give away what we don't have. How are you putting that money back? Where is the income coming from?
She actually had a tax
you know what I
plan.
mean?
Yeah,
I'm
she
sorry.
had a tax plan in place. She had a tax plan in place because the TCJA was going to be expiring this year. So what Kamala Harris wanted to do is the opposite of Donald Trump. She wanted to increase the corporate tax rate, I believe, back to 27%. And what she wanted to do was cut taxes for the middle class and the working class is what she wanted to do. All right.
And I didn't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with trickle up economics?
Oh my God.
What?
You don't agree with trickle up economics?
Are you gonna let me explain, or are you gonna
go ahead.
repeat this? I don't
I'm
agree
like Dr.
with.
Umar. I repeat these 3 times. You don't agree with trickle up
Oh,
economics?
I don't watch him. I don't like him. Obviously, can't you tell by what I say and how I talk? Obviously.
Continue, Juliana.
So yeah, I don't agree with that, because number one, corporations already, I think that they do not pay as much in percentage wise as maybe the lower and the middle class, but they do have a significant. I do think that I think it's important that they pay higher wages instead of paying that to the taxes. And I don't think that taking away from the lower middle class, which is a significant amount of our country. Sorry, living in the country, I'm gonna get flies. I don't, and I think that taking it, it's a significant amount of our country, the lower and the middle class. So that is a very large chunk. That's as if you were to, just for example, I'm just throwing it like, it's like basically I would rather have 2 million people pay 50 cents rather than get $200 from 100 people. You know what I'm saying? I would rather.
I understand what you're saying in regards to that analogy, the example that you provided. But even at this time, they're not paying their fair share, even though they do pay, I believe it's like over 75% of the tax revenue in this country. All right, they're still not paying their fair share in taxes, which is absolutely insane because the rates aren't comparable. Or comparable, however you want to pronounce it. All right. What Kamala Harris wanted to do, all right, is by decreasing taxes for the working and middle class, that would put more money back into our pockets. All right. And when people have more money in their pockets, what they end up doing is that they spend it. They spend it and they buy stuff from these corporations, thus giving these corporations more profits. Right? That's what it does. But hold on. And that's what that does. That's why I say it's trickle up economics. So it gives them more profit. All right. Because what you said was that you think that they already pay too much. And that you don't think that increasing their taxes will help them because they need to put that money back into wages. But Donald Trump cut their taxes. They did not put that money back into wages. They didn't do that. And what they actually did was, you already know it because I'm sure you heard this before, they did stock buybacks and they gave bonuses to the C-suite is what they did. All right. Most of the revenue,
put it back in their pockets.
Exactly. Most of the revenue made, all right, from the Trump tax cuts, the corps, all right, actually went, 90% of it went towards the C-suite. All right. It went towards higher management. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Let's be clear. This isn't just under Trump's administrations. We had the little, I guess, fluctuation between Clinton and Obama, but we've seen a 50 trillion transfer of wealth from the lower middle class to the 1% over the last 50 years since Reagan. This is something that they've been planning for some time, especially if you know anything about the Heritage Foundation. So it's what you're saying is, and I don't think you realize this, but I'm just going to go and spit it out. This is Republican. I won't say Republican. Yeah, this is MAGA
Republican propaganda.
Yeah, it's just
you've been propagandized.
They scare you into believing that taxing the 1% who have more than enough, up to 100,000 million times more than enough, is going to hurt the lower and middle class civilians, despite the fact that the only reason why
that's not what I said. Sorry.
No, he's saying this is what they do, though.
Correct.
This is what they do.
Okay.
So why do you think that giving a tax cut to the middle class and the working class will be a bad thing?
Because number one, I think that taxes not legally, but ethically and morally allow us to have some ownership over our country. And I think ownership is important to feel like because we take care of the things that we own. So I mean that's like so not legally. It is an ethical and moral way that it's important to pay taxes. I would say legally, because I would rather spread out 50 cents amongst 2 million people than $200 from 100 people.
Well, sure. Okay. So the second time you said that, I don't necessarily disagree with you. If the 50 cents among how much ever people that you mentioned was being spread out for things like universal health care, transportation, so on and so forth, that would be fine. The problem I have with Donald Trump's tax plans, the last two now, the big beautiful bill being signed last month, is that these are taxes, our taxpaying dollars. We're still paying them. In some cases, they're going up, especially if we get into the tariff tax. And then they're not coming back into our pockets because he's slashing the program that's meant to help you and I.
Exactly.
What programs help you and I? What programs?
Juliana, let me get to those real quick, but let me read these off. All right. Shout out to Chris for the $10. Chris said, thanks for being my favorite TikTok creator. Hey, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate your support. Awesome. Draw some hearts in the chat for Chris. And shout out to my cousin Jesse. Cousin Jesse sent over, if I'm doing my math right, $7. He has a few questions for you, but he does want to let you know that trickle-down economics doesn't work. It never has. We have 40 years of empirical data to back it up and do. All right. And this is a good question. All right. He said, the last one, it's not a question. He said those corporations, after getting those tax cuts in his first term, did not reinvest in their companies on a macro level with that surplus of money they received. We know that some of them actually even did layoffs, like AT&T. They did layoffs. So there's that part. All right. Oh, and also Loretta just sent $2, and Loretta said therapy for Juliana. I know that's right. All right, we all could use some therapy. Go talk to the lady. All right, and because I'm gonna ask your initial question. I definitely am, because I want to know too. We all want to know. We do. But guys, shout out to Miss Loretta, to Chris, and to Jesse for the donations. Drop some hearts in the chat for them. All right, guys. I don't know how much we have left in the daily donation goal, but we still have some left because I got to do the math. And with that being said, if you'd like to support the live, support me, by all means, pay links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. I also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica9@gmail.com. All right. Also, guys, don't forget about Hector. Hector is here also putting in the heavy work. Show him some love. Light up his gifts. Also, his pay links are in the bio too. Thank you all for the love, the support, the encouragement, and most definitely the engagement. All right. And so, yeah, go ahead, Juliana.
I'm actually going to have to run in a moment because I was
about to do
live
the
3 minutes ago. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Go ahead, Juliana.
Honestly, after that shout out, I don't even remember what I was going to ask. I don't remember what we were saying.
Popcorn. Oh, why do you think that paying you talked about ownership of taxes? Hector asked your question. I don't recall it.
Oh yeah, because you mentioned how taxes, despite our gripes, it does give us some sense of ownership.
Oh, the benefits, the social benefits that we get from paying our taxes. She asked how what are those benefits?
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
because we talk about what was being slashed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You said something about there are programs that you people like you and I was like, what programs are you talking about?
Yes. can talk about several grants. For one, there's an 1890 grant that was to get more Black farmers into farming, particularly in red states. That's where they're suffering. That was slashed. It was quickly rescinded, but there's that. We can talk about Medicare, which that's the easiest one that we can direct from the Big Beautiful Bill. There's also SNAP. We have slashes in terms of the National Weather Service, which in part led to the travesty that just took place in the state of Texas this year. We can talk about the HBCU funding that's also being cut, and our over 17 billion that we got from Joe Biden. We're not expecting that this time around. There's various other examples I can give you of money that we did have, revenue that we did have. It wasn't a matter of screwing up our debt, right? This is money that we were circulating in the government and the economy that is no longer going to you and I or people who need it, particularly students in the next generation, and it is now went towards, in part, to pay for the tax cuts. Again, no different from what happened in 2017.
Okay, wait.
And if some of these things do not directly affect you, that's fine. There's a lot of stuff that I'll mention don't even impact me. However, I, again, as Americans who wants to look out for other Americans, it's looking at people around you are going to be impacted. I don't appreciate it. I have this strong issue with anything that screws over you and I and benefits people who don't need shit.
Right. I actually think we should share that value system. But I know that you guys don't believe that I shared that value system given how I voted. And that's okay.
It's not that I don't think that you, it's not that I don't think that you believe it. I just think you were misled to believe that Donald Trump aligns himself with what you believe.
You know what? You're probably not completely wrong in that. Because, I mean, just by nature, right? Which all politicians lie, right? That's just like, we know that, right? We're all on, just like, doesn't matter what side we're on, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right. But no, I'm not saying, but like, no, I'm not saying that he's, first of all, I went in, I told you I did not like him. So I knew his character. I knew that he was a dick. I know that he's arrogant. I know that he lies. Like, I know that he's a marketing genius, but I know that he can flip us a narrative.
It's wild work.
Okay.
But
see, the thing is that I already know where he lies.
He's good at marketing to
know
stupid
where
people,
he
sure.
lies and understand that than not know where you lied, knowing that you did lie. And
What
with
did she lie
her, I
about?
could not tell where in the world she was lying. With him, I was like, oh, well, that's where he's lying. I'm actually okay with that.
He lied to you and told you that he had a good economy.
But I knew that he was lying. Do you see what I'm saying?
So did you think that he was going to have a better economy
this is some the devil you know stuff, right?
Exactly.
That's exactly it. Yes. Thank you. That's exactly why.
I don't want to know no damn devils. That's
I don't
silly.
either. But you know what? You got to know one, and what what was I supposed to do?
Hector, if someone punches you in the face,
what I was saying. It was
Hector,
100%.
if someone punches you in the face, are you going to give them a second opportunity to punch you in the face?
Absolutely not.
That's not what I said. Is that how you interpret the devil you know?
Jesus Christ.
No, seriously.
If someone lies to you, are you going to give them an opportunity to lie to you again? Like, I know this person's a liar, so I'm just going to stick with this person because I know that they lie.
Is Donald Trump punched America in the face for 4 years?
Yes.
And he gave him another chance.
He was punching us hard, like literally hard.
I think you guys, here's the thing. I think you guys, and just even by the way that you guys are even approaching me and kind of making certain assumptions, I think you think maybe all three of us have more in common than maybe we do.
I don't think we all have more in common than we do.
Oh, I never said that.
Never fucking did.
Okay, so
no.
If we,
you are getting
okay,
talked
so
to like any other Trump supporter, I don't give a fuck.
No. I'm saying that. For example, when Hector said, the programs that would affect us. I'm assuming he meant like you and I, and I'm like,
no.
How in the world?
By us, I meant American. I didn't mention some specific.
Did you mean Americans, or did you mean
towards black people? Yes, there's a couple that I mentioned, particularly the farming program, which we know he's screwed over. If maybe you don't know,
like them Negroes over there.
He screwed over farmers in 2020. You spent $20 to $32 billion bailing them out because of his ridiculous tariffs. That's a separate conversation. No, when I was saying us, I wasn't even specifically talking about Black people. I would be very specific when I am talking about Black ways that he is terrible. But I think I pretty much stated Americans. These things will affect Americans. Even if some programs I mentioned doesn't directly impact you or I, they're still bad. And again, if we're paying all this money in taxes, I have no problem with that money going towards American people. I do have an issue with that money going towards tax cuts, going towards foreign wars, which, to be fair, under either administration that's going to happen. I get it. We can somewhat resist that, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. It's sounding like that, but okay. Okay. All right.
Mind you, we're talking a lot about policy. We haven't even gotten to his
that's
personal,
where I stayed. That's where I stayed in terms of making my decision the most was policy. Because if you don't have policy in place, then I have to now depend on your character. I don't want to have to depend on your character. I want you to tell me what you're going to do and do what you said you're going to do instead of, oh, I need to know you're a good person.
So what
no, I need
you don't think they go hand in hand, Juliana?
What?
You don't think they go hand in hand? Do you think
they can actually be? No, I actually believe that they can actually be separate.
Do you think a bad tree can bear good fruit?
No, that's not what I said. I don't believe that a bad tree can bear good fruit. Right. So I'm trying to give an example.
No. Go ahead. You got it.
I can't. It's not coming to me. I had it right before I had answered that last question. Well, it'll come to me.
You want medicated too?
No, I'm unmedicated. I'm definitely medicated. What?
So
2025. I don't know.
The point that you were making earlier, you were talking about how you can separate the bad character and stuff from the benefit that you believe this person can do for the country, right?
Oh yes, thank you. It was more so I was separating the policy from the person.
She was
like I said, I did that for both candidates. Like I just told you earlier with Kamala, I didn't have a personal opinion about her, bad, neutral. I didn't believe she could do the job. Trump did not like him, but I believed he could do the job. You see how that I did it separately. I knew
so you
the
believe
kind of
that
guy
he could
he was.
do,
I knew
you believe that he could do the job despite it being a bad job. Just because he was elected before, you were like, okay, he's done it before, he can do it again. So you think he did a good job his first time?
No, it was actually not based on what he did before. It was actually everything that he presented this time alone.
You gotta be joking.
So mass deportation, wanting to cut the corporate tax rate that he had already cut. So he wanted to take it from 21% down to 15%. He wanted to, once again, he ran on cutting Medicaid and Medicare benefits for people. He literally ran on doing mass deportation. I think I already said that. I am unmedicated until next week. All right. And there's so much more here. And that's what you voted
for? That is what I voted for. Not that way, but not for those reasons. But I did vote for Trump. And even though I didn't get all,
he said, okay, let's talk about economics then. He said that he wanted to implement tariffs. That's what Donald Trump said. He said, I'm going to put tariffs on China, on Canada. You said yes to that. Okay, then I have to ask you, what is a tariff?
Tariff is a percentage or something that is put on top of the the value of the item.
No.
So it's something that's on top of it to complete the total price. Yeah, it increases the total price.
Love.
What is
a tariff is simply.
I mean, it does increase the total price.
Exactly.
Well, we will go back to that, but no, a tariff is literally a tax on an imported good. That's all a tariff is. All the extra stuff
it is on top of it.
No, all the extra stuff you just said literally acts as the function of a tariff. It's not the definition of a tariff. I simply asked you, what is a tariff? All right, we're not talking about the function of it because we're going to go into the function of it in just a moment.
So was I wrong?
Yeah, you were wrong because if this was a quiz, you would have got it wrong because your teacher would have said to you, what the hell are you talking about? I only asked you what is a tariff.
Oh, only because I described the function. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not talking about the functionality of it right now. I literally asked you what is a tariff.
Or the effective one more so. Yeah.
And so what you're now talking about, think Hector, what you're talking about is the effect of tariffs. That's not it. I just literally asked you what is a tariff. A tariff is a tax on an imported good. That's it.
No, I didn't
All right,
talk
now
about
the
the
next
effect of
part,
tariffs.
Juliana.
There's a
Yeah,
separate
God,
effect of
here we
tariffs.
go.
Tariffs.
Okay,
I said
Juliana.
that is a
Okay, got it. Who
is it a
pays the
set
tariff?
number? The consumer does.
The consumer pays. Okay, you know that part.
Of course.
The consumer does. All right. So please tell us, how have Donald Trump's tariffs been beneficial to the American people thus far? Now we can talk about the functional. Go ahead, tell us. Please.
So far,
Uh-huh.
not much benefit yet. No, not much benefit yet at all, actually. If anything, negative because it increased the price. So short term, no, there hasn't been any benefit yet. I can only actually say what I voted for, what was to come based on the policy that included tariffs, and I knew what they were before November. And yeah, I said yes to that.
So you said short term. Do you believe long term it will be beneficial?
Yes, sir.
How so?
How and why?
Because the tariffs are applied on imported goods in order to ensure that American-made goods are competitive in our markets. So, for example, if two loaves of bread, you have two of the same loaves of bread. One is made in Germany, one is in Detroit. The one from Germany coming into our country is going to get tariffed $2. Let's say they both cost $5. You put $2 tariff on top of that German bread. Well, now when the American consumer goes into the marketplace, they're going to see Detroit's bread, they're going to see German's bread. Detroit's bread is $5. German's bread is $7. Guess which one the American is going to choose? The $5 one. So that keeps the dollar in the country.
Oh, this is straight from a Trump rally.
Exactly, because trends have already shown that people are going to continue to buy the German bread.
It's not about
the reason why. No, hence the reason why these companies have been able to get away with price gouging, because what's going to happen is that the American company is going to increase their price. The CEO of Kroger already told us that.
When he was talking, hold
on one moment, Juliana. One moment, please. I'm not finished talking.
I can only tell you what I voted for.
Ma'am, do you want to tell us the truth now?
I've been telling you the truth, but you're not listening. That's fine. I don't, wait, do you think that you have to believe me in the truth have to do the same thing?
Let me give you an example.
I think you're not telling the truth.
Hey, Erica. I just want to know something from this young lady.
One second, Gwen. 1 second, Gwen, because I have to run. 1 second, because I have to run. I'm going to give you an example of Donald Trump's tariffs and how instrumental they are. So Indonesia currently had a tariff on exported goods that they would send here to the U.S. that ranged between 0 to 5%. Wasn't super high. We had a pretty good deal with that. Trump, because his tariffs are not targeted.
Background noise.
Me?
Yes.
Trump's tariffs, because they're blanketed and targeted to push forward certain industries, like Biden did through EV, exactly. He threatened them with a 37% tariff. He threatened a country that had a 5% tariff on us, and we had a 5% tariff back on them, and he threatened them with 37% just because. So then, now, it's to push a trade agreement and try to get them to 19%. Mind you, whether it's 19% or 30% doesn't matter to me. We had a fair trade deal with them where it was even across the board. We could keep the supplies that we get from Indonesia, which range from a variety of things, on that low price. And now it's going to go up just because Trump wants it to go up, just because he wants to get more money from them, despite the fact that our deal was mutually beneficial. These are the issues that we have with Trump's tariffs. There are things that we could have done in regards to China, because China is a threat. There are things we could have done in regards to Russia, which he hasn't shit about tariffing them. And now we're just waiting a D around just because we can, and it's harming us. Several companies have already raised their prices before Trump even actually implemented tariffs, just solely based off the fact that he announced that he would. This isn't good for anyone, and it's going to get worse from here, depending on the industry, which will be most of them. On that note, Juliana, all I can ask for you to do is please follow Erica and please follow myself, because while we may lean particular ways, all we do is stress and advocate for just political literacy and knowing what you need to know. I could care less, but I do kind of how you vote. But next time around, I want you you to vote based off of a solid basis of knowledge on both candidates. That's it. That's all. If you still, for some reason, choose to be Republican,
I did and I do.
Got you.
I can't get like my. I can't explain my.
You've been saying a lot of things. I hear you. You've been saying a lot of things up here, and they're just very, very short-sighted. And I'm really not trying to insult you. That is not what I'm saying. I've been where you are.
It doesn't insult me. It's just your opinion.
Sure. So before I voted in 2024, I didn't know shit about shit. I did quite a bit of due diligence before I went to the booth. You did not. That's okay. I'm not here to beat up you anymore. That's in the past. But going forward, please listen to the words that's being shared up here on this platform, and just try to absorb the information. And if you're nearby a computer, please verify every damn thing we're saying, because we come from a place of factual information and not just opinions. On that note, I do have to run. They can kill me. I'm 20 minutes late. Thank you for having me, Erica.
Of course. Follow Hector, guys. Thank you, Hector. All right. And I know Quinn wants to ask a question. Go ahead, Quinn.
Hey, do you happen to, I don't know how old you are, but if you go back and look, historically, these tariffs have reduced the quality of the goods that are produced here, and because they reduce competition. And so you end up paying more, say a TV that came from Japan, China, wherever, but the quality is there because the American product has not always met the standards because there's no competition. Protectionism breeds complacency.
Yep.
It doesn't drive innovation.
Wait. Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're implying that the tariffs will monopolize the market and therefore reduce the quality?
That more or less, yes. If you want to oversimplification, yes. Because if you go back and you look at the auto industry, for example, how do you think it's fixed or repaired daily? The quality of the car.
American-made cars or
a Ford? Fixed or repaired daily?
It's because of their monopolization in America's market, which reduces the quality.
It's because of protectionism. If you sit up here and to use your same analogy, if the bread that you get from Detroit has poor quality, is made with poor quality wheat, or if they're not, the bread maker isn't incentivized to be innovative and come up with multi-grain bread, wheat bread, honey loaf, butter, potato, then they're just gonna, hey, I'm the only game in town. Here you go. You get what I'm saying?
I hear, yes, I do hear the logic in there. I do.
Okay, so
is the fear that the tariffs will drive foreign competitors away and thus innovation, quality control.
All of that.
Why do you think that other countries? Why do you think that other countries want to do business with America? Just in comparison, why do you think it would be an advantage for other countries to do business with America?
Because the largest consumer in the world.
Damn right.
How does it benefit us as American citizens from charging tariffs, for doing blanket tariffs? Because I know you know the difference. I'm gonna stop assuming shit. All right.
Thank you. I would love that. I would.
Because I'm gonna when I say I'm gonna assuming stuff, I'm gonna stop assuming that you have more intelligence than you actually display. See, Hector,
that's fine. I even appreciate that. Maybe we get on the same plane.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right. Let me just read this off really quick so I don't miss it. Shout out to cousin Jessie again for $5. Cousin Jessie says she does realize tariffs are not a policy but tools for foreign trade, right? She needs to take poli-sci 101, poli-sci 201, international relations, and lastly, econ 101 and 102 for trade tools and economic projection analysis at her nearest community college. I totally agree. All right. Because with that being said, that goes into my point. All right. Universal tariffs never worked, especially for the United States of America, since we had your background, Mrs. Kelly. I'm sorry, Juliana. All right, especially since we actually have since what the 1900s. All right, I can't think of it right now. That noise was killing me, but don't work. We saw that in the 1930s. All right, blanket tariffs just don't work. They are inflationary. All right, what we really needed is we needed targeted tariffs to focus on things that the United States is actually good at producing. Like we're good at technology. All right, so doing targeted tariffs, let's say on computers or even or semiconductors or those chips, those would have been great. All right, and more. Right, like Joe Biden did with the targeted tariffs on Chinese EVs. Right, that would have been great. We could have did that part. But what Donald Trump has done is a universal tariff, which isn't a tool. It's absolutely silly work to do so because it only hurts one person. And when I say one person, one people, that's the American citizen, because again, it's a slow lag, Juliana. All right. You don't see it immediately. We're going to see it over time. It's going to hurt the American consumer. We're going to pay more out of pocket, like we already are. Apparel is up. Food costs are up. Whether you see it or not, food costs, it costs more. It really does. It's up by 0.3% and it's only climbing. All right. Inflation actually is up. All right. Inflation is now at 2.7, with the CPI being 2.9. All right. Those numbers came out last Tuesday. It's up. All right. And so the only thing that I can say to you, Juliana, just like Hector was saying, is he said to follow us. I just ask that you do some research. Look at the Smoot-Hawley Act. It's not about long-term investment. It's not, because the long-term, Juliana, all right, is that it's not going to be beneficial to the United States citizens. It's already been predicted that this is going to hurt our GDP, that our GDP is going to continue to shrink. All right. It's already been predicted that we're going to be losing jobs. All right. These things are things that we saw in his first term. We were losing jobs. He had lost well over 700,000 jobs before the pandemic hit in 2020, Juliana.
Okay.
Revenue did not grow under Donald Trump, as he promised with the TCJA. It just didn't. Like, come on, Juliana. You said you voted for economics, but what do you know about economics, love?
I'm not allowed to go through the entire thing. I keep getting cut off. I mean, just keep telling me.
Can I ask you this, Juliana? Do you know which president tried this before?
No. I think actually I heard about it later. Reagan? What?
McKinley.
They started this before we had the federal, before we went to the gold standard. That's when he tried it. And McKinley, it actually did work until it didn't.
It worked in his first term.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to reverse course on it. And he ended up saying, hey, you know what? Not such a great idea long term. And correct me if I'm wrong, you think that this is going to help us in the long term. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We have historical evidence that it doesn't work. What do you think your course of action should be?
Number one, first of all, didn't she just say that it was under a different currency that didn't work? So it's not a one-to-one comparison. But also number two.
We'll go the second time a president had it then.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Number two, this is literally the first time that I had even knew about tariffs at all. I just that I wasn't paying attention. But again, it was the way that the economic policy was broken down and what I saw in it was the reason that made me say, okay, it's a better option.
Okay, so
you guys keep.
I'm sorry. I just want to know, when you saw the policy, did you follow up and do any research on the policy and cross-reference that with actual data?
With actual data, meaning?
Yeah, looking at the numbers, going to
what numbers specifically are you referring to?
Any numbers?
Any numbers would do. Any stats would do. No specific.
What I'm saying,
I'm being very literal.
What I'm saying to you is this: the best economists in the country on both sides of the aisle say that this is not a good idea, would you take their advice considering their education, experience, and knowledge base?
I would consider it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna definitely take it. No.
Okay.
You might, and that's fine, and that's something you can do. I don't have to. I mean, just like if an amazing hairdresser said, this is what you're supposed to do for, world-renowned hairdresser was like, this is what you're supposed to do for perfect curly hair, and like water and soap work just fine for me. I'm kind of going to stick with the water and soap. I'm good.
If the doctor tells you, hey, eating fatty foods is going to clog your arteries, and women are dying or unaliving because of heart disease, would you stop eating so many fried foods?
Is that a logical comparison?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's just because you already see the effects.
That's fine.
You know what? I'm trying to stay saved. I'm trying to stay saved this week.
Quinn, stay safe, please. I know how you are. Just stay safe, please. Stay safe.
So, y'all want to talk about?
I mean, there's also the Smoot-Hawley Act of 1930. You can look into that one also, where we see, hey, Unc, where we see that blanket tariffs, universal tariffs don't work. Also, that's a more recent example for you. The main thing about that one is that they charged a flat 20% tariff on all goods coming into the United States. It isolated us to the point where our trading partners decided that they no longer wanted to actually trade with us. So they stopped importing goods. That include Canada, Mexico, China, along with many countries that is now in the EU. All right. We saw inflation go up because we weren't having products come in, so we had to depend on United States products, which we didn't have enough of. We saw that. All right. But I want to get back to the part where you've been duped. You've been duped because Donald Trump on the campaign trail said that he was going to charge these tariffs in order to bring manufacturing back to the United States. And like Hector did say, Hector stated, and he's telling the truth, there are companies like Johnson & Johnson. All right. What is Quinn? What's the name of Chrysler's parent company again? Starts with S. I can't remember it. All right. They've also done
God dang it.
Quinn, be quiet. You're not gonna remember it. He's not gonna remember it right now. All right. They've also done layoffs. Stellantis. Thank you, SJ.
Yeah.
Right. So they've done layoffs also. Okay, along with other companies, layoffs within the thousands. So people are losing their jobs because of these tariffs. Okay, and it's only more to come. There were companies who planned to actually bring back manufacturing to the United States prior to these tariffs. They've canceled their contracts. They're not doing it. And so what we see is that his tariffs aren't actually working the way in which he told you that they were going to work, because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I'm going to charge blanket tariffs to bring back trade to the United States, but I also want to work on trade deals. They don't go together. They don't work, Juliana. Because does he want the imports coming into the United States, or does he want the United States to actually manufacture their own goods? Which one is it?
He wants the United States to manufacture the goods, and he wants the companies to come back and manufacture here.
Okay, so he wants them to come back and manufacture here, yet he's still working on the 90 trade deals, which he wasn't able to accomplish. I think he only has maybe one on the books thus far. With that being said,
like in 100 days, that's pretty good.
What?
In 100 days when he told us 90 in 90 days?
When he told us 90 days and it didn't happen in 90 days, but he still got one. I'd still say that's not bad.
Wait. What
are y'all talking about?
You're saying that he can promise you, and he said at one point he said he had 200 deals. He said he had all these countries lined up to do it. And then he tells you, hey, we're going to work 90 deals in 90 days. And I've got 17 countries lined up right now to deals with the United States. He gets one. And you're telling me that's okay.
If this was a test,
I didn't hear
that will be
that part. That
what do you ever hear?
I was going explain it, but you guys keep telling me what I heard, and you keep telling me what I believed, and you keep telling me what I assumed,
Ain't
and you
nobody
keep telling
telling
me what
you
I
what you
value.
heard.
Yes, you
No one
are.
told you what
I
you
have not
value.
been able to tell you. You haven't even asked me. You just keep
We
telling
asked you
me
multiple
why I made the
times.
decision that I made, and that's
We
fine.
literally asked you multiple
'Cause I don't have anything
times.
like to defend, but like that's not what I did. You can't
Literally been
like
asked
ask your
multiple times.
follow-up question. Like I didn't do half of the stuff that you did. I didn't believe half of the things you just mentioned, and I didn't even like none of that actually.
Go ahead.
So
You
that's
got
why
the
I didn't even
floor.
defend myself. 'Cause,
So
like,
you only
it's not true.
believe what he so you only believe what he
No,
told
I didn't say that either.
Hold on, Quinn.
I
Quinn.
said that whole
Hold on,
able to
Juliana. I'm gonna do
okay.
something for you. Love. I'm gonna do something for you. All right.
What, block me,
No, why would I do that?
drop me?
Why would I
Because
do
a
that?
lot of
Been
panels
here
like to do
before?
that. Like they're like, oh God, no, I've
No,
never been
I
here
need you. I
before.
need you to calm down. Okay, breathe. It's okay. I'm
Wait,
giving
what?
you 2 minutes uninterrupted. There you go. Go ahead.
For what?
You said defend yourself, explain your position. Go ahead. I'm cutting into your time. You got.
I don't want to. I'm just saying that's I haven't.
Mhm.
I have any desire to defend myself at all.
Okay.
I'm just having a conversation. You
Give
guys
us
want to have a conversation?
Can you just tell us
This
what
is a
You literally just
monologue.
complained. You literally just told us. You just said in your own mouth that we're telling you what you think, what you value, why you did what you did. That's what you said. All right.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is I'm trying to give you the opportunity uninterrupted. Don't even reset the timer. I'm trying to give you the opportunity uninterrupted to explain all those things. Tell us what it is that you value. Why did you make the decision that you did? What led to you making the decisions that you did? Like, go on, just tell us. Want me to reset the timer for you? I will. I'll reset the timer.
Okay. What do you want to do first?
Yeah. We answer all of them. Just go for it. Go for the
What was
gusto.
the one?
Go for the gusto. No, go for the gusto.
What was
do
it?
You gotta do.
Just can you just ask me just one of the three questions?
What do you value? Which one do you value?
Number one would definitely
What do you
be family.
think?
I have strong Christian conservative values. They're not progressive. They're very conservative. So I do believe in the nuclear family. I do believe protecting children. That's like number one. I value basically traditional Christian values and traditional home values, I suppose. Yeah. Is that it? Do you want another question or two?
Quinn, you see how when you give them the floor, they can't say nothing?
Yeah,
nothing to say?
I want to understand. Okay. You value traditional conservative values and nuclear family. Okay. Are you married?
No.
You have kids?
No.
Okay. Okay. And what is it in these Christian values? Why is that only conservative Christian values matter? Why can't you be progressive and have Christian values? Because Jesus was a progressive.
It's great. I said I can be. But you asked me what I value.
And you value being conservative.
Yeah.
Okay. How has conservatism helped Black people in the last 60 years?
I believe in the last 60 years, so that would put us where? 70,
1965.
64, 65? Oh God, it is. Oh my God, it is 2025. I'm tripping. 65. So, okay, we're right after, civil rights. So that would put us at actually one of the highest where a Black conservative family was seen. The father and the mother and the kids were in the home. The middle class was thriving.
You think those were conservative families?
I'm saying that the nuclear family is a conservative value, and so that was applied to the Black.
You think that? Okay, so
to the Black people in that. So within that 60 year time frame,
you do realize that those Black were all progressive, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying conservative value being nuclear family.
That's
is one of is a conservative. It is a conservative value.
It is not a conservative. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't want to get into that. I just want to understand. You voted for, Christian conservative values, but you already know where this is going. You voted for the man who's been divorced twice, who is adulteral, admitted. He's been divorced twice. He's been married 3 times. All right. He's an admitted adulterer. He's that.
Porn star.
Exactly. His own son wrote about how much he hated him as a father growing up. All right. Because he was absent. He's not a dad. So there's that. This guy who has been not only accused 26 times by multiple women of sexual harassment and assault, he's also been civilly adjudicated. All right. For essaying a woman. All right. The only reason that he wasn't found criminally liable for it, all right, so convicted in a court of law for it, is because of the statute of limitations. This is also a man who lied to the extent he was actually found guilty in a court of law for lying 34 different times on business records. All right? This is the man that you voted for. Yet you're saying that, you voted for Christian conservative values. Kamala Harris is actually a Christian. She's a Christian. She goes to church. She praises the Lord. She knows her Bible. Right? But yet you vote for this man.
But wait a minute.
I think you're focusing too heavy on the purpose, not the policy.
I'm sorry, I wasn't finished talking. So when you tell us that you value something, all right, when you value something and you're as specific to say conservative Christian values, all right, then the person that you vote for should definitely hold those values too. They literally should hold those values also, or else you yourself are making yourself to be a hypocrite. See, the thing is, Juliana, is that when you talk while I'm talking, when your sentence meets mine, because you see that my mouth is moving, I can't hear you. I have these headphones on and I have a microphone. Okay? Please stop.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Now, with that being said, your hypocrisy is astounding. It's absolutely astounding. Make it make sense. The question that I'm asking you right now, Juliana, just so you know, all right, please validate your claim of caring about Christian conservative values and juxtaposition voting for Donald Trump. Please.
Because I was voting for, again, with his economic policy. That was his number one. I keep saying that it was his economic policy. I told you I went into the booth not liking the person. I liked him less than Kamala as a person. I think he's a dick. It's obvious, isn't it?
This is silly. I don't have it. Hold on one moment, Juliana.
I never voted for
I just said for the policies. I just said, hold on, Mom. I'm gonna let you have it. All right. I gotta do a commercial break. Hey guys, it's 524 of us in here. We're at 159,000 likes. Go ahead and get this up to 225. So let's tap in that screen. Also, continue to share the live and do all the good things. Show love to Quinn and Liv while they are here. Also, we are working on whatever this gift goal is. I don't know. I just know that it sits on top of my head. We only have 9 more of those to go. And also, guys, if you really want to support your girl, we have $124 left for our daily donation goal. Pay link in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. I also have a Zelle. Zelle is everythingerica9@gmail.com. I appreciate your love, your support, your encouragement, and your engagement. Now, with that being said, let's keep doing all the good things while we continue this conversation. Liv, I actually want you to take it from here because, bruh.
Can you get somebody else to do it?
No, why do you always do that? Why are you here?
He is the most evil.
Because you're my friend, Erica.
He's the most
I enjoy seeing and hearing you cook, but all right. I'm gonna try something different.
Okay, have fun. Let's see what happens.
Hi, Julian. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Liv, before you look, Emmanuel makes a great point because I wanted to say this too, and I'm unmedicated. All right. Shout out to Emmanuel for the 5. Emmanuel said, please tell her the nuclear family is just American propaganda to build the suburb for white people and white flight. Most Black families are intergenerational and communal. Facts. Some hearts in the chat for Jesse and Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's all you got. I don't care. Go ahead, Liv.
I don't.
Okay, just give me a second.
Is he really? You know what? Typical Liv.
Is he eating oxtails?
All right.
Oxtails? Did you eat those? Sorry.
No,
okay.
I am Jamaican. Listen.
Okay. Off topic. I'm sorry. Okay.
Don't do it, Erica. Don't do it.
Just wanted to.
Erica.
You
I was.
had a recipe.
I
just
do.
wanted to-
I have my
Okay,
grandmother's
I'm
recipe.
DMing you. Let me screen share.
I have to figure out how much.
Erica,
Shot this so I can. Thank you.
The sauce. It's part of the sauce.
It's the because sometimes
Go ahead,
you
Liv.
have to. It's how you.
That's not what he's talking
Well,
about. Go ahead,
it's
Liv.
gonna be. I guess if you oxtail recipe is gonna depend on how this conversation goes. I want to try something new.
That's fair.
Try
That's
something
fair.
new.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be very, very kind because I'm working on some things with myself, and so I'm gonna try to have a different conversation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard everything
Okay.
you said, and I'm gonna ignore everything that I've heard all the way up until this point. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My question for you is, why did you vote for Donald Trump?
I voted for him because when Biden was in office, it started penetrating my home personally, and politics never really did that. No, none of my political decisions. It started affecting my budget, my bottom. It started affecting not my bottom line, budget. I saw a significant in that, and I didn't like it. And so it was when that. So it was like that was like right at the turn of, I'd say almost like the what was Republican debates. So I just decided to like instead of just voting Democrat, I was going to make sure to pay, to kind of register independent and evaluate sides equally instead of just being heavy on one side.
I understand that. But you're saying that, like, when, for example, to some of what you said, when you went to the grocery store, things cost more.
Yeah.
Electric bills was higher, gas was higher, right?
Right.
At the end of that of Trump's Biden's presidency, things got to cost more, right?
That was when I kind of paid attention. It started early. It was kind of one of those things like, you know, you're like, it's going to go. Oh, wait, it's
we're
not
talking
going down.
about,
Like,
we're
what's
talking
going
about
on? Wait, hold
2020.
on.
We're talking about
I'm sorry?
We're talking about 2020, right?
No, 2020 was hell. We're talking about, say, 2024.
Okay, so 23, 24, you saw an increase in cost of goods. But based on the data, right, we saw inflation trending down, unemployment trending down, the cost of goods trending down moderately. And I think that the issue, like specifically like when you went to the grocery store, was price gouging. Corporations were indiscriminately charging individuals like Kroger's. They were charging people absorbent rates because they wanted to recoup money that they had lost from the pandemic. Okay. Biden and Harris both tried to pass legislation, right, to stop price gouging. Republicans stopped it because it would be a policy that they wouldn't be able to run on. And so they wanted to fight you in order to get your vote. I don't think that's very American.
It isn't very American, and I don't feel that way. But if you want to believe what happened to me,
Hey,
that's okay.
Juliana, it's only because of the chat. I'm sorry, you. The fuck? You had a lot of bass in your voice when you said that.
What are you talking about?
I need you to calm down. Anywho, I was just going to ask you, can you please, with the background noise, can you please stop because the chat keeps mentioning it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, sorry.
Appreciate you.
And so like that was outside of the president. It was outside of his control. Like, you don't want the federal government coming in. You have a business?
Yeah.
Do you want, if I was the president of the United States and I told you to regulate your prices, would you want to listen to me? No.
No.
Show prices, your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And essentially that's what Biden was at. He wanted to tell corporations like, hey, you can't price. These are American citizens. You're exploiting lower class Americans. We can't do that. The Republicans said, hey, we shouldn't pass this. And that's what happened. So you voted for the people that were actually exploiting you. If you were upset,
I voted for the people that were exploiting the price gouging.
Yes, because those corporations, you have corporations like CPAC, right? CPAC is a Christian organization. They have conglomerates. There's
I'll be
several
right back.
others. Okay, several other ones. And we could look at like Verizon or Walmart. And see, they're all a part of these super PACs to go be people to go and buy your vote, right? To pass legislation to benefit them. You know what I mean?
And to benefit the corporations.
Corporations, yes. Unfortunately, because
and I, as a Republican, I just voted for that.
Yes, and about a decade and change ago, the Supreme Court ruled that corporations are a citizen, right? And so that they can into and support lobby. The difference between you and them is their funds are endless. You see what I'm saying? Like $1 million to Walmart is like $100 to you. It's totally different. You voted for your own harm in that, and I'm just being honest with you. I told you I'm trying something.
I hear what I hear what you're saying. I didn't vote that way, and I don't think I think you keep telling me how I made my decisions.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like
actually asking what happened.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that a vote for Republicans is harmful to small businesses, to minorities across all spectrums, and harmful to 90% of Americans across racial lines. That's a fact. Like, if I was to tell you, let's say I was emperor of the supreme leader of the United States of America, and I told you, based on your decision, Juliana, I'm going to give you $25,000 and every American household $5,000, or I'm going to give it to Quinn and all of the rich people. Which would you choose? Would you say give it to you and the American people? Would you give it to Quinn?
I would give it to, just for change, I would give it to the American people.
$25,000?
You just say give it the pocketing, right? Both
no. I'm finna give you cash 25. What if I was to take $25,000 and inject it to your business? Wouldn't that bolster your business?
Mm-hmm.
How many people would benefit off of 25,000? Could you been Erica?
It depends.
She can't hear me. There she go. Erica, I'm gonna give you $25,000.
I'm sorry. What you?
I said I'm gonna give you $25,000.
Send it.
Exactly. What could you do with $25,000?
A lot.
A lot, right? Would change the trajectory of your life? Would you make decisions, invest, and use that money to the benefit of you and those around you? Absolutely.
Yes.
Right?
Are you implying that the increase in income is gonna improve?
No. What I'm saying.
Hey guys, real quick, just a pause. I'm sorry, Leah, to cut you off. Hey guys, real quick, I'm about to take this off because I feel like this is gonna go past my end time, which is perfectly okay, but I'm gonna have to do my face. Right? I am no expert at making. Okay, I don't need tips or tricks or anything. Let me just do this, please. I beg. And with that said, I'm gonna be raw dogging vision. I can't chat. So with that, Liv, got it.
Gang. No, listen. This is what I'm saying. This what you had choice between, right? Is that Kamala wanted
again? I'm gonna start by you telling me what I had a choice.
No. This is reality. This is where we were as a country. Every American citizen had this in November, regardless of. I'm making this. I don't want to make this about you. When I'm talking about these things, I'm talking about America. I'm talking about.
Well, I think that may be where we're different, because when I talk about my vote, I'm talking about my vote. I'm not talking about the other Republicans, and I cannot speak for their intent. I cannot tell you what they were thinking and why they made the decision that I can what Juliana was thinking.
All right. If I was to give you, what's your favorite basketball team?
I don't have one. Let's try football. Yeah.
Football. Favorite football team?
Patriots.
And who's their rival?
oh God.